The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hi, this is Ken Gage, and this is The Art of Politics, the only show of its type. They say there's another show someplace in New Hampshire that's similar to ours, but forget it. We're far better. And by the way, they see our show up there, and I think they're doing a good job. And more people ought to get a Republican and a Democrat to argue, fight, whatever, because you deserve it. You see politicians being nice to one another, doing awful things to one another, but yet do you ever see one go against another? Now, Al Baldessaro, who is here, oh my God,
yes.
Al is not here. All right.
Al's not.
And this is my good friend, John Burt. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you for having me on again.
Oh, no.
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
Yeah.
How come?
Well, I've been busy. You know, and I wanted to get down here from Goffstown to do another show. And
you do a show up there?
Yes, yeah, New Hampshire Politics with John Burt.
Will they be seeing the show up there?
Oh, yes.
To Goffstown?
Yeah, I bring the show right up to Goffstown with me. And
anybody I should say hello to? Or?
Well, you could say hi to my neighbor, Rachel.
Rachel! Hello, Rachel, and how are you? Is she married?
Oh, she is.
Very married.
Well, she's been married over 60 years.
60 years?
If I remember right, yeah.
Rachel, she's...
Well, she saw our last show.
Yes.
And she called me up and made a couple of comments about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Good or bad?
Well, she said I did an excellent job.
All right, so that means I did a bad job. Oh, Rachel. Abby, I hope you live for another 60 years.
Yeah.
That's more punishment.
Well, she said you did okay, but
I did okay.
Yeah, but she said I had all my facts correct. She's a good conservative.
Yes, I seem to be blamed for a lot of that. I know. Yeah. I've said this before, but I have gotten this heated debate with, of all people, which was the great Bill O'Brien, and we're going at it, and I threw out a fact, and he was about to talk, and he says, "That's not true," and I went, "I just made it up," of which we found that very funny.
Yeah.
No,
her and her husband Henry, they watch me every Sunday night when I'm on at 8 o'clock, and every now and then if they see me on the walking or doing something, I mow their lawn for them, and they come out and visit, and they're the delightful people. I was on my show this week, I mentioned about my neighbors, and I thanked all my neighbors for being good neighbors. Because have you seen on NH1 News?
No.
Where's the big fair that's going to happen in?
I'm not sure.
Just outside of Manchester.
Deerfield.
Deerfield.
Okay.
It's a town. It's two neighbors up there. One neighbor is piling garbage right on the fence line.
Why?
I guess
he doesn't like the fair.
I guess out of spite. No, these are just two neighbors together, not near the fair. I was just trying to find out in Deerfield. Yeah,
garbage.
NH1 News went over there and filmed it, and I mean, they aren't just putting 2 bags of garbage; they're putting truckloads of garbage, and I'm thinking,
For what? They
out of
don't like
spite.
each other.
Yeah, out of spite.
Well,
So that's why I'm just saying, if you got good neighbors, thank them, because
Well,
there are bad neighbors out there, and I'm so fortunate to have good
I
ones.
have a story up in Maine. There was 2 neighbors. One lived on like a knoll, probably was 100 feet. And at the bottom, at the lower part, there was another neighbor. And they hated each other. I mean, it was awful. That's all they did was argue. So the neighbor at the bottom of the hill, okay, because he was kind of facing the street, on the back of his house, painted his house a bright psychedelic color and put dots. So every time the neighbor looked out, who hated him, there were these psychedelic dots looking up at him. So he threatened to take a boulder and roll it down the hill. Well, anyway, let's see. Anything? No, my neighbors don't like me. You want to know why?
Why?
I got to tell you.
You're a likable guy.
No, I'm awful. I'm really terrible.
Well, but then, okay, let's say you are terrible, but you aren't. But your wife is a delightful lady.
Yeah, they don't like her either.
Really?
No, our neighbors don't. Well, one reason why is, I don't know how I got involved with this, okay? But we have this bush, and this is, if anybody ever wants to see something, the most ridiculous thing in the world. Now, this particular type of bush was brought to the west, okay, where there was a lot of cattle. And what they did is they were going to plant this bush, which was really prickly and got very thick and got kind of tall, all right?
Yep.
And they were going to plant it instead of fences.
Oh,
They thought that would be good. It didn't need much water. But what happened was, it would start going all over the place. That they would just plant everywhere. So I got a little bush. It was this big, right? Then I got an arbor that it went over it. Then it broke the arbor. So it's in front of our house. It's about 12 feet high.
Wow.
So what I did is I put a bird feeder out there. Well, I got news for you. If a bird has a place to hide,
Oh, yes.
All right.
They would love that bush.
so honest to God, I am not fooling you. 20 bags of bird seed at 35 pounds apiece a year.
Wow.
The mailman says that he can hear the birds 2 blocks away. And of course, my next door neighbor's car is there, so you know what the birds are. So.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not cutting that bush down. And I feel obligated to feeding birds because it's now getting cold.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. No, my wife, I know she's not supposed to, but she feeds them almost year round.
Why are you not supposed to?
Well, Fish and Game says you're not supposed to because you're supposed to allow the birds to be wild.
Excuse me, my wife is on fishing.
Oh, well, she is. That's true. Well, I guess maybe she can fix that.
Well, I actually cut down in the spring, you know.
Yeah.
But you see the different.
Now, how much will it grow in a year? You know,
bush?
Feet? Yeah, feet.
Oh yeah, are you kidding me?
Really? So it's one of those that
You know,
will just take
yeah,
off.
Listen to this. What my wife does is she hates the bush. So she keeps saying, you gotta cut it. Yeah, and I says, no, you don't understand. It's but it's right before the window, so the air comes through and it's nice and pure and it's good.
Yeah, yeah.
So what she did now, she went to it faces this way, which is the house, but there's a front of where the bush is. So what she did is she went out front and she started cutting the bush. I didn't know this. So one day I'm looking at the bush and it's raining and I'm going, hey Lee, something wrong in here. She says, what is it? So she comes over to the door and the bush pops 4 inches like this towards me, which looked like it was attacking me. So I said, what's this all about? So I walk around to the other side and she had cut it completely. So the weight of it came this way towards the door.
Yeah.
Yes, anyway, the bush is getting chased. 2 politicians, state representative
Yes.
from Goffstown.
Yep. District 39, which is Goffstown, Ware, and Deeren.
Really?
So I represent 3 towns.
And I am District 33, which is 1 ward here in the city of Nashville, Ward 6.
Yeah, you guys have it easy.
What do you mean we have it easy?
Because when I go campaigning, I try to go to 1,000 doors. In Goffstown, I go to 500, and it'll take me quite a bit of
Long time.
But when I go to Ware and Deeren, the houses are spread out, so it takes me forever.
Now, I have a question. Do you knock on every door and talk to somebody, or do you knock on
Out
the
of
door?
the 1,000 doors that I go to, because I try to make 1,000
Yeah,
every election,
yeah.
I knock on the door, and about 170 to 180 people will talk to me, or at
Out
home.
of 1,000.
Out of 1,000.
And that's exactly what I do. And you keep getting elected.
Yes, yep, yep.
And
With good
I
numbers.
keep getting elected.
Yeah.
All right. But the reason, quite simply, is you must meet people.
Yes, yep. Yeah, because I do. I go out, and I think the TV show that I do helps. I'm in the news a lot and in the paper, and
Oh, yeah, I know.
sometimes I'm not in the news, for good things,
No.
but
Yeah.
name recognition's good.
Yeah, as I said, he gets in the newspaper for everything I can't get in the newspaper if I run over a nun.
Well, what was
That's
funny
it.
was
You ran over a nun and didn't get in the
no,
newspaper?
I didn't run over a nun, but I didn't realize that there's classes that you can take to become a state rep, to campaign. I took one of these classes in 2010.
But weren't you a state rep then?
No, I was brand new in 10.
So you took a class to become a state rep?
To learn how to campaign effectively.
Oh, okay.
And the guy that taught it, Sam Pym, he said, look, you could probably get into the paper, put your own name in there, a
Sure,
letter to the editors,
sure.
et cetera, et cetera. You'll never get on the TV, but if you can, do it, because that's golden.
Yes.
Wow. In 2 weeks, each week, NH1 News had me in their news.
Why?
Because of things I said on Facebook.
Like what? All right, ladies and gentlemen, he may lose votes.
No.
Oh, wait a minute.
No.
I think that's the camera for Goffstown. Goffstown, now you're going to find out what this guy really does.
Oh, no.
Okay, now, what did you do?
But they all agree with me.
Excuse me?
It was over Senate Bill 116.
Okay,
Constitutional carry.
All right.
Which allows me to carry a gun
without a license.
Without a license, or as I call it, begging the government for permission to do something that is my constitutional right.
And you really, truly believe that a person should not have a permit to carry a gun?
Absolutely.
So
They should
anybody
not.
could carry a gun?
No, felons cannot.
Oh, I see. But if anybody can get a gun and they're carrying a gun and they're a felon, are they in trouble?
Yes.
They can't buy a gun.
Yeah, but they'll just get one illegally.
Okay.
And
Right.
every felon already well, not every. There are good
How about the
felons.
mentally ill people?
If they want a gun, sadly, they can get it.
Oh, that's good.
They can.
And I am a Democrat,
How do you
and I do
stop it?
not believe that mentally ill people should have guns.
I don't either.
But you'll let anybody carry a gun.
But no, that's not what constitutional carry is.
Okay.
Constitutional carry only is the license part in New Hampshire.
Yes, but don't.
So all law-abiding citizens have to go and beg the government. Police chief or town selectman,
Excuse me. And
may
what?
I please have
excuse me,
my right?
What do they do though? When you go to get a gun permit, what do they do?
They basically hand it to me because they have to.
Well, they just hand it to you?
Well, they look at my background and they say, all right, John, isn't any domestic violences, no felons, no other list, and here's your license.
I have a great idea. Now, how many people do you need on your license? You need people who will vouch for you.
3.
3.
And I'm going to put you next time.
All right. All right. I am going to apply for a permit. You're going to be one of my signers.
I'll
right?
sign, yeah.
We'll get Al Baldessaro. That'll be it. All they got to, Al, he wants you to be careful. Okay, who else can I get? I got to get another Republican. I don't want Democrats getting in trouble.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
We've
because
got-
I don't think you can put your wife.
No.
Yeah, it has
Who? A Republican. What other Republican?
J.R. Hull.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You think so? They would do that? So
Oh.
if I got the permit, they
Yes.
would.
Yeah, if you ask them, they would let you use their name on
Okay,
a,
no, I'll
because
tell-
all it is a reference saying, yeah, Ken's a nice guy. You know, his votes are a little skewed, and he leans a little too far to the
Oh,
left.
you know, I can see it now. The police, he leans a little to the left, and he can't walk, politically. That's bizarre. All right, I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get 3 Republicans, this ought to do it,
Yes.
and I'm going to apply for a gun permit, and we're going to take you right through it. And I think this is very educational. Would you believe that?
Oh, I agree.
I'm going to take you right through the process of how it works. Now, this gentleman sitting right here, you say anybody should carry a gun
Yes.
without a permit.
Not anybody.
Well-
Any legal, law-abiding citizen should have the right to carry without a license.
Yes, but if you go in to buy to get a license, what do they check? What do they check now? Come on.
You know, to see if you're a felon or domestic violence and a few other things. I don't think they can check anything on your medical.
They can't check anything on your medical?
No, I don't think they can check.
Well,
you know,
shouldn't we pass a law medically if you're not balanced?
We need other laws for that, but not toward the law-abiding citizen. So, because we already have.
wait.
See,
You
this
just-
is where
hold on.
you're messed up on.
No, I'm not messed up.
No,
You're
you
messed
are,
up. I'm not
because
messed up.
you think that the felons aren't going to go to the police. And you know what? You're right. They're just going to carry.
Okay.
And then if they get caught,
Okay, it's
handcuff
I'll
time.
tell you what. I have one rule here. The rule quite simple, but I don't live by it. But I make everyone else live by it. And the rule is very simple. You stick to one little point, and then you can go on to another one. Now you
That's
broke
what I'm
that
doing.
one little point
But we're
by
talking-
should we not get a law to let the police chiefs check your medical record? Would you go for that?
No,
Why?
because I don't think we need a license, period.
No, check your medical record for insanity?
We can do it other ways.
How?
By if the individual shows up at a gun store and wants to buy a gun, have it there, not at your local town.
Have what there?
You know, if you're a felon, whatever
So
level.
you want all your gun dealers to get into people medical records?
Well, no, wherever they call, I think they call the state police or they call the feds.
All right.
You know, I'm not sure who they
But
call.
medical records are different now. Now, this is a good point because you guys, you guys want guns for everything. But now you're telling me you do not want the police chief or somebody who will give you the permit to check your medical record to see if you have had moments of insanity, like running for state representative.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't believe the local police or your selectmen, depending on which town you live in, because some towns allow the selectmen to do it, to check any record. They don't. It's none of their business what I have.
Well, hold on a second. You guys have gone too far now.
No.
No, you say you think anybody should carry.
Any law-abiding.
Law-abiding.
Yes.
All right. Now,
You got to add that word.
so, but you don't, how about insanity? Should you let somebody have a gun
Then-
permit if they're insane?
Then add that person to the felony section, saying that if
Well,
you're
it's not a felony if a person's just insane.
That's true, but you could add it into that
Oh,
somewhere.
come on
So if you're
now.
a felon or if you are mentally ill, you're not, at a certain
Can
degree.
they check it? Can they check to see if you're mentally ill?
But they don't now.
Well, they don't now because it's not there.
Even if we let them check,
Yes.
if the mentally ill or the felon wants to carry a gun, he's still going to carry it.
Wait a minute. Hold on a
and
second.
that's where the balance
You
is.
jumped again. No, I'm talking about if you go and apply for a gun permit, you can't check a person's sanity.
I believe that is correct today.
Don't you think we should have that just a little? Isn't there a registry where?
No, because I want to get rid of all of that check.
So, okay.
The license.
All right,
the
ladies and
license
gentlemen,
part.
what he's talking about is that absolutely anyone can go in and get a gun permit and be insane.
No.
You can,
I don't want anybody to have to request to have a
Well,
gun
they
license.
know I'll be insane if I got 3 Republicans
Well, that's
signing me
it.
up, and I'm a Democrat.
Well, and I do have to say, a lot of people do call me and they say, John, ever since you're a state rep, can I put you as a reference? I said, well, do you really want to put me down? And they said, yes. And I said, all right, knock yourself out. Hopefully you can get it. And nobody's ever been denied.
Okay,
because
so I
of my
got
name.
Al Baldessaro, I got you, and I think I should know the person. And don't you think the person should know me a little?
Well,
See, they were Republicans.
how about Bill O'Brien?
I don't think Bill O'Brien would let me put his. You know what I ought to do?
You should call him.
No. What I ought to do is just put his name down.
You
And they'll call Bill O'Brien and they'll go, Mr. O'Brien, Mr. Gibbs said that he's sane enough.
Yeah.
Oh, that wouldn't work.
Oh,
That wouldn't
yeah.
work. Let's like put Donald Trump's name down there. I wonder if
Yes.
somebody could get away. Well, how could you get Donald Trump to check it? Now, I got a question. Do they have to check all these people? If you put the name down, do they ever call people?
I've never been called once.
Are you telling me
Yeah, I bet
that you have let how many people get permits
100, if
and
not
no
more.
one has ever called?
Throughout the state, people have called me that I personally know. I won't do it if I don't know the person. I have had.
Well, you know me and you
Well, that's it.
shouldn't
I do.
I mean, that's
I've had Facebook friends, send me a message.
Yeah.
And I don't really know them just on Facebook, and they
Yeah.
say, "John, can I use your name?" And well, no, I really need to know you.
All right. So what we're going
Out of the 100, names that I've been put on, or licenses, I've never been contacted.
Bill
once.
O'Brien. I think I'm going to put Bill. Do you have to put the address and telephone number of this individual?
Just the address, no telephone number.
Okay, so
That's
if I put down Bill O'Brien to get a gun and his address,
You should.
can you imagine if they called Bill O'Brien and they said, Ken Gidge said that it's okay, that
That he
he's sane
carries
enough
a
to get
gun.
it. Oh, yes, I don't think so. All right, so I got Al Baldessaro. It can't be Bill O'Brien. Come on, someone I know. Who do I know that you know? Which is everybody.
Well, who's your senator down here?
My senator?
Yeah, is it?
Oh, Avad.
Is it?
Does
Okay.
Avad carry a
Well, I
gun?
hope you voted for him. And yeah, he'd probably let you use his name.
I don't think so. All right, I'll try that. I'll tell you what, this ought to be fun because we talk about guns, we talk about licensing, and we talk about carrying. So what I am going to do when I leave here, I'm going to go to, you go to the police department?
Yes.
You go to the
Well, you
police,
can get the form online.
you can get the form online?
Yeah, and then you can bring it in. It's $10 for 4 or 5 years. 4 years.
So where do you,
You bring it to
what do
the
you look
police
for?
station.
Oh, I can go to the police station and get it.
Yeah, you can go right to the police station. And
Well, I want
get
to
a
do
form.
that.
Yes, yeah.
In fact, I want the whole thing.
Yep.
to be
yep. Just tell
recorded.
them that you want to get a concealed license.
Do they ask you why?
Nope. Well, I think there is a section on there.
Well, what did you put?
I always put business owner and,
You're fibbing.
well, I'm a business owner.
Wow. All right. A business owner. Well, what can I put?
Artist.
Democrat.
Yeah.
Dem-
Well, that might get you denied right there.
Artistically Democrat. All right, but this ought to be fun because people are always talking about guns. We're always talking about guns, okay?
Yes. Yeah.
And so I'm going to try to get a gun permit. I don't want a gun. I probably won't buy a gun, but I want to have the ability to. You got a gun that I could carry around for a while?
Oh,
if I
yeah.
had a permit?
I can lend you a gun.
Hey,
but
no bullets, okay? No bullets.
I'll give you one bullet to put in your pocket.
All right, that's good.
Now, the other thing is I tell everybody, even if they don't own a gun or they don't carry a gun all the time, get the license.
Why?
And the reason is, if you get in a car
Yeah.
and it has a gun hidden, in New Hampshire, there's a lot of guns in cars.
Okay.
And you drive down the road and you're just borrowing the car, and let's say Bob, your friend, he forgot about the gun in the glove box, and then you get pulled over and they search the car. For one, I would tell them you don't consent to search, but if they insist and they search your car anyways, and they find that gun, there's going to be issues. But if you have a license,
You know that
you just say, I have
you
a
know,
license.
You know, I love you. You know that.
Yes.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
No.
So you should have a license to carry a gun just in case you borrow someone's car who has a gun under the seat.
Absolutely.
I haven't. When's the last time you borrowed somebody's car?
Well, I'm going to do it in March.
Well, for what? What are you borrowing a car for?
I'm borrowing a friend's truck.
You got two. All right, okay, borrow.
Well, I already have a truck.
So you're gonna move.
Yes, I'm moving. Well, I'm moving my friend to Florida,
Oh,
and it's
you're not
my-
moving.
No, I'm not moving.
So,
it's
ladies and gentlemen, from where are you from now?
Goffstown.
Goffstown. He is moving. Don't vote for him anymore.
No, my good friend is moving to Florida, and he says, if I can use your trailer,
Your trailer
yeah, my trailer,
on his truck,
on his truck, and I drive it to
and
Florida.
you drive it.
Yeah. So
That's
we're
a
gonna,
good deal.
Oh, it is. We're going to spend, and he's going to give us gas money.
Well,
and,
wouldn't you?
and I get to stay at his house for a week this winter, come March.
Yeah, but wouldn't you ask him if he's carrying a gun? Oh, you can't go across state lines
Yeah, I can.
with a concealed weapon.
Well,
You can't.
I go to Florida all the time.
No, but I'm not saying. I'm saying if you have a concealed weapon and a permit, you can't go to Massachusetts.
You can drive through Massachusetts. There's a federal law which
Don't
I
stop.
carry.
Okay, you have what?
Yeah, it's a federal. I'll bring it next time. I carry the paper with me. I put it right on top because I keep my gun in the trunk or
Okay,
in the
so
back
a
of the
federal
truck.
what?
It's a federal law that allows me to drive through Massachusetts, Connecticut, and New York, and in any state, as long as you're allowed to stop for gas, light, food.
Yeah.
But you're not. I don't think you're allowed to spend the night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and as long as you're traveling through, the police cannot.
I don't know about that. I can think of New York or
But
like
the gun-
Chicago or something. They stop you and they open your trunk and there's a gun.
It has to be in a lockbox, and the bullets have to be
Oh, for
separate.
God's sakes. It's got to be in a lockbox. The bullets got to be separate.
it
You got to
is.
do
It's a
that.
pain.
You got to do that.
But when I get to Florida,
They don't care.
They have reciprocity with New Hampshire's license.
Really?
Yeah, so I get to carry.
So you just put it.
Yeah, I just put it back in my pocket.
But you're a big guy. Why would you need a gun? Why do you need a gun?
Well, because I'm a target, being a big guy.
Well, you're a big target. No, it doesn't mean you're going to shoot at you.
No,
Why-
people.
I never
you
could
take
figure-
4 or 5 guys that
How
want to
could-
rob us.
4 or 5 guys going to rob you? You're poor.
Well, that's true. I am
mean,
a poor
you know,
politician.
You know, that's right. Well, a politician is poor. let me
Yes,
tell you. I
in
don't
New
know.
Hampshire we are.
Oh, we certainly are.
Did you
Yes.
see somebody put in a bill to raise our pay $4,900?
Oh, can I go hug that person before? Can I go hug this person before we hang them?
Well, I want to know, are the taxpayers, because it has to come, it's in the Constitution, our pay is.
Yes.
I want to know from the taxpayers if they're going to vote whenever it comes on the ballot, yes. And I bet you they're going to vote no because
It's going to be on a ballot?
it has to be because it's a constitutional amendment.
So it's going to be on the ballot.
Yes, I think, if it passes the Senate, House, and Governor,
It'll be on the ballot.
it'll be on the ballot, and I'm guessing this
Well,
November.
this
following November, a year from now.
let us think for a moment. When this $100 was given, how many
Yes.
years ago? 200 years ago?
It was a little over 100, but it was also for only 2 weeks of House. They used to do their work in 2 weeks.
All right, whoa. They got $100
Yep.
for doing 2 weeks.
This is what I'm being told.
We get $100, and I don't know about you, but I worked this summer up there.
Yep. Yeah, we're there 6
Okay,
months plus.
so if you took that $100 for 2 weeks, and you came up 100 and something years,
Yes.
and you added 72 hours or 3 more days, all right?
Yeah.
Then our pay would probably be $855,000.
Oh yeah, it'd be a lot more.
Don't you think we should get a little bit more?
No, no.
How about?
I like the volunteerness.
Well, that's nice and everything, but why should it cost somebody? Cost money.
It does.
It does. It costs money.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife and I make huge sacrifices to be a state rep.
Yeah, it costs money to do this job, and we're not talking little money. We're talking all our money.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean I've taken from our rainy day. That rainy day has been rained out a long time ago. All
Well,
right?
yeah, but you being an artist, you're filthy rich anyways.
Only when I'm dead, and my wife is considering it if we go through another year like last year. Let me tell you. All right, okay, so no, we have 400. Well, I'll tell you what. Possibly somebody would go along with that if we could
I
get
think
rid
some
of
reps will.
200 representatives
Well, I think right now the taxpayers pay $40,000
a year.
a year for us, and it's going to increase to $2 million at $5,000 times 400.
But you know,
Oh, but then you have to add in the Senate, so I didn't do that. So a little over $2 million.
2 million. All right, a little over 2 million.
Yeah.
Well, I don't. It's interesting. I really don't. It's fascinating. Excuse me. We have state representatives. All right. We don't. That's not a big deal to us.
No.
It's really not. What can we push around? We can't influence anybody.
No, there's too
Really.
many
In
of
fact,
us.
if you have a state plate on, they possibly will be more nasty to you.
Oh,
Okay?
yeah.
So there is not too much other than trying to do some good.
Yes.
All right, that's it.
Yep.
That's all we get. So how can I get a gun permit if I'm doing all of this for nothing? Bills, you put in some bills. Now we're at the point right now where people are putting the bills in.
Well, the filing period's ended.
It has ended.
Yep, last Friday.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So it'll be a couple weeks the time this airs.
Yeah, the SARs will all come out.
But then you have to sign off by, I think it's the end of October, somewhere, the
Okay.
30th, 31st,
All
whatever
right.
the day is.
Okay.
So the bills have been filed. Now we're working on what we want in them, and then by October, first November basically, you have to sign off, and that's the bill that's going to the House the following.
And that's right. And now we start.
Yep, and then it goes to the
And
committee.
you're in what committee?
I'm in criminal justice,
Okay.
which I really like.
Criminal justice.
Oh, it's a cool committee. I
Why?
was on municipal and county the first year, which I liked. I liked every committee. And then I was on fish and game my second term. And this term, my third term, I put down chair of fish and game because they give you 3 options.
Oh,
When
yeah,
you
they cheered you right out of it.
Well, I put chair of fish and game, chair of fish and game, chair of fish and game, and I got criminal justice. So apparently that's what they
But
think
my
about
wife,
me.
did my wife take your spot? I mean, that's awful.
Oh, I think she did.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
terrible.
she bounced me right out of there.
Really? Don't look at me. I had nothing to do with this. But well, fish and game is low key.
It is.
And how is criminal justice for you?
It's a very busy committee and a lot of work.
How many bills?
75 to 80.
No.
Yeah, 75.
No.
I think we had that many.
And basically, what do you do exactly? What type of bills come into your committee?
Any bill that requires the police to fine you if the fine is going to be raised or decreased or the punishment is going to be harder, it will come before my
You
committee.
mean criminal justice is talking about the cost of fines?
Yes, that's what we talk about.
That's it?
Yep. Well, then there's other bills.
So your 75 bills must be easy. You could do 20 in a day.
Well, but any gun bill will be before us.
Gun bill.
Yes, so
Like what?
Well, these 8 bills that are coming forward.
That are coming forward.
Yeah.
All right.
They're going to most likely all be in front of us.
All right. So what did you file?
I filed one to allow employees to have more right when it comes to a flu shot, because some medical businesses are forcing employees to get a flu shot.
Okay. So you
I
don't think
disagree with
that's,
that.
you disagree?
Yeah.
Vaccinations, I suppose you disagree also?
I believe in some vaccinations,
Okay.
but I don't believe
But
in
you believe insane people can buy a
Yes.
gun, but don't have a vaccination. All right, okay.
No, but I don't believe in, because if you look at your age and my age, we're probably pretty close.
Don't look at my age.
Well, I'm 55.
I'm not telling you.
So just
I
you
remember
probably
when I was
you're,
55,
You're
yeah.
close to my age.
No, I'm not close to your age. I'm way.
We used
I'm
to get
42, actually.
Oh, really?
No,
Not
no, I
bad.
believe that. I look old for it, huh? All right.
we used to get vaccinated on the major, polio,
Yeah.
measles.
Right.
I support that.
Okay.
And autism back then was 1 in
Okay.
150,
So, but
200,000.
wait a minute.
Well,
Are
now
you
it's
saying
1 in
autism is
67.
caused by this?
The research shows there's a huge possibility.
The research shows my good buddy
It
from,
does.
from Goffstown shows it has nothing to do with the flu shots or shots.
I agree, maybe not the
Shame
flu.
on you.
No. Then
Shame
why is
on
there
you.
1 in 67
I bet
kids?
you still believe there's a Bigfoot up in your
Well, I still
area.
believe in Santa.
I do too.
Well, there you are.
Yeah, and we're your state representatives, both believing in Santa Claus. But
Yeah, oh.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So why do we have such a discrepancy there? With
About
autism?
what?
With autism. Why is there 1 in 67 kids now? That's what I heard. And there used to be, when we only got 5 shots, now the kids are getting 200 shots. Not shots,
what
but
do you
they're
mean
getting
talking 200 shots?
not 200 shots, but they're getting 200 vaccinations or 165 vaccinations. I can't remember the number.
1 and 1 though. It's just 1. It's not
Well,
165.
no, well, that's true.
I mean,
Yeah,
you're not
it's
going
like
to take
10.
the kid and pull him out
It's
and
10 in
wake
one
him up at
shot.
night and vaccinate him. And it would take a couple years to vaccinate a kid
But there's like 10, 15
in one little thing.
in one little shot. Yeah.
All right. You know why autism is it was always there. We just didn't know about it. That's
Well, I think that's true to
I
part
mean,
of it.
with the
yes.
internet and stuff like that,
Yes.
and like crime, and it's not as bad as
Well, probably way back, they probably put kids in the Vermont had one down in Brandon where they put all the mentally
mentally.
ill kids. And
Yes, and Ronald Reagan, the great Ronald Reagan, did one of the best things he's ever done in his entire life, and it was to save money for you. He emptied every mental institution that was run by the federal government or federal money, so every crazy person went out on the street. And it was Ronald Reagan, the great Ronald Reagan, did that. That was good?
what did he do it, or did the state do it?
No, he did it. It was under
Why
his
didn't the state
watch.
take care of it? It's their people.
Excuse me, it's our government. Excuse me, where do you
Yeah,
get?
but the federal government shouldn't give us anything.
But what? You are the federal government.
I want them to stay away from me.
Excuse me. You know what you don't know, and I'm going to tell you, and it may not be factual, but I'm going to tell
Yes.
you anyway. All right, and that is that there are donor cities. We donate to other cities, probably your city. Nashua donates to, okay? We never get back from the federal government that we put in. Don't you think it's okay to get the money back from the federal government
No.
that we put in? No?
You know why? I
No.
say don't give it to them first.
Oh, there we go. Oh, okay, so let me see. We should not get any money back from the federal government because we shouldn't give them any.
That's right. Why send $1 down and get 60 cents back with restrictions?
All right, okay. Okay, so are you saying you're not paying your taxes?
If I had my way about it, I wouldn't, but I am. I do
All right,
legally
okay.
pay my
So
taxes.
don't you think if you give it, you ought to get it back? I mean,
Well, I guess, but I would rather-
understand you guys saying, I don't want to take anything from the federal government, but you'll give it to the federal government. Don't you want it back? I thought you were a good Republican.
Well, if they want to, build a bridge on, I understand there. Like if Goffstown, Nashua, they want to put in a $3 million bridges. Bridges are expensive.
Okay,
I agree.
you're for the bridge.
I agree taking federal money.
But don't put solar panels on your roof.
No, don't
which
do
is
that.
another subject. We will get to it in a second.
Yeah.
So that's what, so, but you know, you guys cry and cry. We don't want anything from the federal government. You know, it was you Republicans, and this is a big deal with me. I complain about this once every show or whatever. You guys made it illegal for us to form an insurance exchange. Made it illegal. So an insurance
Are you
company,
sure?
absolutely.
It
So
wasn't Shaheen when she was governor?
No, it was not.
She's the one that got rid of the
Bill
medical.
O'Brien sat, don't give me that. Bill O'Brien sat right there. We talked about this. It was a law he got through because he had a supermajority. And he said, oh, it'll only be 30 million that we're going to save, but that's a lot of money. All of a sudden, Baldessar sits down, there's 300 million. But guess what? Do you really, you know what you're paying for insurance?
And this is the medical.
This is medical.
Well, I thought the disaster started with Shaheen when we used to have 20 insurance companies, and now we have 2.
No, in fact, I was with Bill O'Brien and a lot of other people, a sponsor to get more insurance companies to come to New Hampshire.
Yes, that's
All
what I
right,
want.
I agree. Right.
And why can't I go down to Massachusetts and buy my insurance?
I don't know why. Just don't bring your gun.
Yeah, no, not down there.
Is it true you raise raccoons? No, you don't. It's chickens, right?
Yeah, chickens. I got 6 chickens.
Now I got
I used to have 11.
What?
You know, I'm going to add a few more. You know, it's about time.
okay, ladies and gentlemen. Chicken cruelty. What did you do with them? You eat them?
No, my wife won't let me.
Then why do you have chickens?
Oh, for the eggs.
Oh, they're
And for the enjoyment, because, you know, we have a couple chairs out there, you know, next to the chickens, and we'll go out and visit with them, and my wife will read. And
sit. So you go visit with the chickens,
Oh,
and your wife will go out and sit, and you'll read. And
she'll read,
and the
you know, her-
chickens.
oh, yeah, and she'll look over, and, you know.
That's it.
It's almost like, you know, having a pet.
So in other words, you got 6 chickens and they do nothing.
No, right now.
Okay, what about the 11? What happened to the rest?
Well, when one passes away, you know, gets sick and dies, and then, you know, you can't eat
it was
those.
by accident that you
Yes.
ran it over?
No, they're all safe in their little...
Well, you know,
shit,
I
you know,
can
in
send
their
David
coop.
Campbell up there if you want to get rid of some of
Well,
his
that's
chickens.
true.
No, that's awful. That's awful. That's awful. I mean, to say that, because David's that really became a little ridiculous. Okay, well, anyway, you do have 6 chickens.
Yes.
And how many eggs do you get a week?
We'll get approximately 3 eggs a day.
3 out of 6 chickens?
Yes.
I'd get rid of them.
Well, that's average.
It'd be cheaper, isn't
You
it?
know,
Cheaper to buy the eggs, or do you want them as pets?
It's basically pets, and then, but they also, you know, they don't take much food. You know, we spend probably, you know, more money than we should on the coop and other items, because it is a fancy coop, has
Is
an
it?
automatic door.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Ladies and gentlemen, I have found a chink in his armor. He
true.
has a power door for his chickens.
It's automatic.
Are you telling me you can press a button and it'll go up and down?
No, it's on a timer. So at 7:30 every morning, they're confined in a 4 by 14 foot pen,
Okay.
and it's called the high rise. And then,
It's called the high rise.
yeah, because 5 feet by 4 feet wide is up high, and that's they go up this little stairs and go into their house.
You don't have an escalator yet?
No, that's
Okay,
coming.
so they all go in their house at night.
Yes, and they're very religious.
They pray
well,
before
no,
they eat.
but when dusk comes, they're like, okay, and they're.
Oh, they do.
Oh yeah, not once they've ever been locked out.
I
but
got a
do a head
question.
count
And
every
then
night.
a power door goes up?
Well, in the morning they're locked in the
Yeah,
coop.
okay.
And then at 7:30,
It goes up.
this door goes
But how
up, and
does
then
it
they
go?
can go out.
I hope so.
Well, then at night I set it for about 20 minutes after dusk.
Okay.
The timer.
And it
They're
comes
all
down.
in, and then it comes down, and that keeps.
How
the
many chickens got caught under that door?
0. Because they're all in the house.
You know, I'm a little suspicious. You got 6, you had 11.
I got a YouTube
Let me
video
tell
if you go look at it.
Of your chickens?
Well, of the automatic door.
Ladies and of the audit, you have it on YouTube,
Yes, and you can see Bonnet Head.
and they give you a license to carry a gun?
You can see Bonnet Head and Big Chicken. We named them. Or
Bonnet
my wife.
Heads.
Yes.
All right.
My wife named them.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know, I think this is hilarious because you're talking about, you're a state representative.
Oh, and I make laws.
I mean, and you got a power door for your chickens,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It only gives you 3 eggs a day. I'd get rid of them. You know, that's.
Oh, but they're a lot of fun.
And then you put the power chicken door on YouTube.
Yes, it's a 3-minute video.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think I have figured out a way we can find out about insanity. All people have to do is plug your name into the computer. I'm going to try that. Now, where would they go to see the power door for the chickens?
Well, I think if you type in John Burt, B-U-R-T,
Yeah?
put automatic chicken door, I would guess.
You're kidding me.
I think it will come up.
Please. Oh, please.
No, serious. I think it will come
Oh,
up.
please.
I have hundreds of hits.
John Burt
Yep, chicken door.
chicken door.
I think.
Power chicken door.
Yeah, maybe put Goffstown or no, because I don't think I listed it there, so I don't know. How
No, I wouldn't if I was you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't tell anybody where you are. I mean, has anybody come down and taken pictures of this?
Oh, I've had a ton of people come down and look at it.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
And from where do they say? To watch a door, a power door for
Yeah.
chickens?
Well, remember the group that
This is
wanted to do
really
away
bizarre.
with not baiting, trapping.
Deer trapping.
No, any trapping. Remember the traps?
Yes,
I'm not a big fan of them.
of traps.
Yeah, because I just look and go,
Well, you mean like the ones that go like that?
Yes.
All right, that's not nice.
yeah. But I understand why we have them.
I understand. Yeah. But how do you get from traps to
Well-
power door for chickens?
Well, because it's a real short story and you'll like it.
all right, I hope so. It
So-
better be funny too.
Well, it is.
All right,
So
okay.
this extreme group of, they got to be vegan.
Extreme.
Yes, they don't want any hunting, no trapping, no nothing.
No chickens.
They don't want you to hurt any animal.
They don't want.
Well, they got Steve Valancourt, who used to be a rep.
No.
He put in a bill to eliminate trapping. And this was when I was on Fishing Game.
Rep trapping?
Yeah, they didn't want any trapping. And-
Representative trapping? Are
Well,
you
no,
saying
you know,
mean
a
there are traps? Or
Valancourt.
you said
Yes.
rep
Did I?
trapping. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you
big
have a
traps
gun
for
and
reps.
he's got a gun for bed. And I'm going to put his name down.
Well, so this group comes in.
Comes down to.
And of course, they hate every
what?
Republican.
Okay, they hate Republicans.
And they hate
how many came
half
down?
of the
How many came down?
Democrats.
How many came down?
There was 8.
8 came down to
Well,
look at,
8 of the extreme side.
come down and look at your chickens.
Well, what happened is they were in the committee, and I talked about my chicken door.
Yeah.
And later, one came up and said, "What's this chicken thing you're talking about?" So I said, "I'll send you the YouTube video." Well, after that, so I'm just saying, they wanted to come to my house and talk about legislation. And I
For
said,
what?
future legislation that they want
On
on how to do it.
chicken doors?
No, about, animal
You gotta
protection.
be clear about this. First
animal
of all-
protection.
No. You said they came down.
Well, so they came down and they said the reason they did was because of my YouTube video. Because they said I was a nice man with my chickens. And I said, well, yeah, I like my chickens. And they said, well, we thought you were this animal and mean person and, monster. Because that's what all...
I'm not too sure how low the show can get. we are state representatives. All right. That's it for. I could do another half hour on chickens. As far as they are the dumbest things in the world.
Yeah,
There's nothing smart about a chicken.
There isn't.
Not at all.
No.
Couldn't you? And so your wife reads a book and looks at it. Can't you get something? A
Well, they're more-
caterpillar is smarter
Well, we have
than
a
a
dog
chicken.
and we have a cat.
Oh, you got a dog?
Yes.
Does it chase the chickens?
He corrals them. I've taught him to because he wants to herd. So
It's
sometimes,
a herding, so you
So
let
we
your
let our
dog out to
chickens-
herd the chickens.
Well, we let our chickens out on the lawn occasionally if we're out there.
Excuse me, you open the thing and you let the chickens out.
Oh yeah, they'll run the neighbors. Everybody likes them down
They
there.
go to your neighbors?
They all like them.
Where are you from?
Our neighbors in Bernardville, they dug a hole under their fence and put another trap door so the chickens can go in their yard.
Excuse me?
Because that's how much they
Excuse me, they put a trap door
on the stockade fence between me and my
to
neighbor.
let your chickens go over to their house?
Yep. Well, they put in a fence.
You know,
area.
I couldn't I couldn't dream this up.
I'm telling you,
This interview.
that's how good my
this is
neighbors
getting
are.
good.
I get along good with my neighbors.
So you open the thing, and let the chickens out.
Oh, they feed them bread and everything else. Oh, they love my
And
chickens.
you said it didn't cost you much to feed them. I can see why.
Well, that's it. Yeah, the neighbors are all feeding them.
How many of your chickens do you think the neighbors have got and eaten?
None, because I haven't missed any.
You ever miss, well, you got to live it. Now, I want to hear about it. The death of a chicken. What does a chicken die of?
Well, old age or illness, because, they're,
Chickens.
they're chickens.
And you let them run around the neighborhood. And then you get your dog to herd them back.
Yeah. And, well, the hawk did come. Mr. Goshawk did come down and get one once.
Excuse me?
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me.
So
A what?
A goshawk.
A Doss hawk.
Goss, G.
Goss.
Yeah, goshawk. It's
Hawk.
a very small hawk.
And it came down.
Went right in because a goshawk can land in a small area where a big hawk needs a swoop.
Oh, a hawk.
Yeah, hawk. I'm sorry.
I thought you meant a hog.
No.
I was thinking that you get a hog on a hill. Goss
And
hog.
He
It's a
did come down
goss
and get
hawk.
one of the chickens once.
He did.
Yeah, because I went out there and there's the chicken kind of like upside down.
And the
I'm
thing
like,
being eaten.
I'm going, ooh, that don't look good.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
So, yeah. In fact, I was talking about the bird. We go back to the birds. Never mind. All right. I like this. This is going much better than I thought, and I'm glad. Aren't you happy we planned a good show today?
Yes, yeah. Hey, now where's your bill over the summer?
Electric door for chickens.
Oh, it's cool.
like that.
Now, where's your bill for
Which
teacher
bill?
protection bill?
Oh,
You were working on it all
ladies
summer.
and gentlemen, I have very upset about that. No, this was the summer before. 3 terms in a row, we had what is called a teacher protection bill. This gave teachers no authority to harm anyone,
That's right.
follow all laws,
Yep.
but have the right to defend themselves, okay?
And also break up fights.
And if you break up a fight, sometimes you got to push
Touch.
people, touch and grab
yeah.
and pull them apart.
Which ain't allowed today.
Do you realize that Republicans and Democrats have voted it down 3 times in the Senate?
Why?
Republicans and Democrats voted it down. And that's my Democrats, especially the one, I'm not going to tell you who she is.
Yeah.
She votes it down all the time. So here I am, and it's hard. It's not easy to get a bill through a committee and then get
No,
it through 400 crazy people who raise chickens with
Yeah.
doors.
Automatic doors.
Yeah, okay. Who her wife is out there, and you open. Okay, that's funny. But anyway, so that's what happened. So I said, that's it. So I went to all the people who wanted me to put the bill in. I said, hey, I did it 3 years. I mean, this is hard. This is work to get it, to convince everybody.
So 3 times.
3 times.
And every time it's in the Senate.
Well, yes, because when you first put it in, you think, well, gee, I did something wrong. It wasn't.
Yeah.
So you go back and you redo it. And the 3rd time, I said, wait a minute. So I went back to the very first bill, I think before Columbus or something like
Yes.
that, all right? And I got it. And I saw it had been amended, so all I did was up the amendment a little, maybe 2 sentences. But it gave the teacher, protection from lawsuits, and which mean the teacher from lawsuits, also the schools from lawsuits. And
Yes.
also, guess what? Your kids or children who cause trouble to other people. They talk about bullies. A bully is fighting, it's beating somebody up. A teacher can't go over and rip the bully off the kid. I mean, come on.
No.
No, you can't.
Nope.
So anyway, I went down and I made sure 100% that it was legal, and I mean, everything was, and they still.
Huh.
Isn't that awful?
It is. Yeah, because the teachers need it. The
Teachers-
students need it.
Exactly. But
Now you're
that-
going to put it in again?
No, I can't. I'll tell you, the reason why I'm not going to put the teachers' protection, which is protection so they will not get,
Yeah.
sued, or schools won't get sued if they break up, because this happens.
Oh, yes.
2 kids will be fighting.
Yep.
The teacher will break it up. This has happened. Walked the kids up to the office,
Yep.
sat them on each side, different sides, as they went in and talked to the principal. When the principal came out, they were sitting together. and they said, we're going to sue the teacher because this teacher touched us. And he said, well, what do you mean? By breaking the fight up. I've got a mark here, and I've got a mark there, and they're fighting.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so anyway, so I can't do that. I cannot do it again simply because my own Democrats and Republicans are the senators now.
Yeah, so I just don't understand what their thinking is.
I don't either. I really don't. That's the sad part of everything.
Because you
is-
must have teachers up there supporting the bill.
Oh, absolutely. Well, if it goes through the House,
Yeah.
that's the majority. I mean, I think the House has 75 teachers or former teachers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think I counted that, 62 to 75 from year to year.
How about Rep. Ladd? He's big on teacher stuff. Is he always supportive?
Oh, yeah.
of
I mean,
April?
everybody supports it. Everybody supports it. But to get into those 24, you know, they're so difficult. You know,
Yes.
and what a lot of people don't know is what they do is for the FRM bill, as you know, Financial Resource Mortgage Company that
Yep.
built a lot of people. They sent a bill, 24 to nothing. They sent it out of the Senate to who? To us. There's no money on it. There's no way to run it, but it makes them feel good to send it out, and then we have to amend it. We have to put the money
yes,
in.
yeah.
We have to argue with the 400. And then when the bill comes back, if it goes back to, then they amend it and they take credit.
Yes.
I have passed some of
Yeah.
these bills, fought for some of these bills, especially when it comes to the, what was it, the business bill. I fought, it was the person who did it. And you want to know something? They had the signing of the bill, and I wasn't even invited, you know?
Yeah.
So I think we're not treated that well.
No.
Well, I don't, I think you should be, you personally, should be treated, you know, chickens. I have never heard anything like that. Hawks flying down, neighbors with trap doors, and then we heard about neighbors putting, so neighbors putting trash up at Deerfield, you know.
Yeah, well, that's it. Up in Deerfield, yeah, I'm glad I don't live
And
next
you
to
got
that neighbor.
neighbors with trap doors. No, the trap door is to open it to let them in and then put them down and close it, or?
Oh, no, it's to freely let them go back and forth. Most of the time, the door's up, so they go back and forth. But then if they have their garden or, you know, I don't know what reason, but, you know, occasionally they'll put the trap door down, or I can put the trap door down.
I must declare that this possibly has been interesting show.
Yes.
Not necessarily educational.
Well, I do have one question, if you don't mind.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Let me pull it out.
Well, if it's loaded, don't. Okay.
Now, oh,
What?
here's my Constitution.
Oh, you know,
Yeah.
I can't go through a week without someone bringing this.
And my friend Al Baldessaro, our friend,
Yeah, no.
he wants to know
Yes, go ahead.
if you wrote that $100 check to Liberty House.
For what?
He said you lost some bet on expanded Medicaid.
Excuse me, didn't we fund that? Didn't we fund expanded
No,
Medicaid?
he said that you and him were arguing back and forth, and he said that you bloviated without facts.
Bloviated. I would love to talk more about bloviated, but we got 40 seconds. How can people get in touch with you?
Well, the best way to get a hold of me is...
Go to YouTube and watch the chicken door.
it
Okay,
is,
go ahead.
John@bertnh.com.
All right, you're on
Facebook.
you're on
Yep.
YouTube?
Yep, and I'm on YouTube. And
Okay.
watch my show up to Goffstown.
Yep. Okay. My name is Ken Gidge. They know how to get in touch with me. You can go to Gidge World. I'm an artist, state representative from Ward 6. And I want to thank, we're going to do more shows like this.
We should, especially if the hour's gone.
Yeah. It was pretty quick.
It was.
Haven't we planned it well? And thank you very much,
Yep.
and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.